Welcome to the Stouting Off Podcast. This is episode 61. All right, okay. Welcome to the Stouting Off Podcast. This is episode 61, as me and my colleagues just stated previously. I am Drew Stoutenberg, and these are my cohorts, Jordan and Will. Hold my hand for a second. I'm here on site. I'm here on site in the same room. Can you feel the synergy?
I can.
Can you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Can you?
Yeah. The way you opened the episode sounded like a court deposition.
We're staying this way. We're reporting. Both of us are reporting live from Frank Murphy Hall of Justice downtown.
Today, as you can see, the bond of justice is never broken. Our motto.
I want this as a tattoo. I'm gonna have to withdraw that. Sadly, I wanted to stay there, but I got nervous. Guys, I'm here in Michigan. Did you notice that?
I didn't until you said it.
Yeah. Sometimes it works like that.
It did take you saying it.
Yeah. It's nice to be here. In Jordan's studio, too.
Yeah.
Love what you've done with the place, quite literally. I say that a lot about a lot of different things to a lot of different people, but it's actually appropriate to say it in this particular context. It looks nice.
Thank you.
In 20 seconds or less, just remind me of all the work you did in here.
So this didn't exist. Yeah, it was just an open basement. So
it was a black hole. There was no matter here.
He bought a plot of land and just built a basement.
Yeah, I like that. I've heard of that, actually.
Yeah, never mind. But yeah, so built two walls to make it one big rectangle, and this is my office.
Yeah, it's nice, man. I love what you've done with the place. Your wife Monica's in the room with us today.
She is
nice. We tip our cap.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Welcome. She put the kids to bed early just so we could be here tonight together, the four of us. We should have you on one of these times, maybe even tonight. We'll see how the night goes. Suddenly another chair, another mic appears. I wanted to share with you guys a little thing I experienced yesterday. Actually, I experienced two things. I'm going to talk about both of them. This is going to be one of them, though. Here's what happened. I am on a mailing list for a dentist office that I tried to go to one time. Well, I did go there, but I was trying them to see if they could be my new oral care provider. And I didn't like them. You could tell they were a new office. They didn't have their policies or their processes in place quite yet. But anyway, I'm still on the mailing list. All of that information was not necessary to what I'm going to say next. But I went there and I didn't like it. Anyway, I'm on the email list still. And so I got an email yesterday. And you know how like marketing emails are where they're like trying to get you to come into their office, buy their product, whatever it is. And in this particular thing, the subject line was 96% of adults agree. Interesting.
That's accurate.
Yeah, period.
Okay.
And that's the whole story. No, it goes on. So it says 96. It says 96%. In one study, it was found that 96% of adults think that an attractive smile makes someone more attractive. And I thought to myself, that's so bogus because an attractive anything makes someone more attractive.
For sure.
96% of adults agree that attractive hair makes someone more attractive.
Right.
Attractive eyes.
Yeah.
Attractive whatever it is.
Right.
This is going to blow the doors off for both of you guys.
I'm ready for this revelation.
96% of people agree that not having rust on your car is good.
Yeah. And cheers to that, by the way.
Isn't that crazy?
I heard that, actually. I didn't know if it was true or not.
I did hear that.
They say, yeah, I went in for the survey panel. I was in and out. 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Said, yeah, and left.
Oh, listen to this. So I've been getting a lot of spam calls, spam texts, spam emails, a lot of spam in general. Canned spam in the mail. Don't know how that got to be a thing. But I got one yesterday. Did you see this in the group chat, this particular group chat? You may not have checked it.
Oh, yeah, I saw it.
All right, you did. Well, I'd still like to explain it.
I didn't respond.
I got a text yesterday from an unknown number. It says, the fact that you can't have this energy to a stranger, though, what if I really needed hugs sent my way that day, too? Bro, you never know. You can't just assume everyone is okay. I'm like, this felt I don't.
Yeah, that's
it
deep.
wasn't just like, hey,
has depth.
click on my, OnlyFans,
Yeah.
whatever. It wasn't like.
right.
So it said all that, and
then
I
it said, click on my OnlyFans at the end of that.
you can't
Just
just
say it before.
bro, you can't just assume everything is okay. Check out my OnlyFans, and then tell me. I text back, wrong number. He says, the person replies back, and it's in blue bubble too. It's like iMessage.
Oh, wow.
He says, no, I'm saying as a stranger, and then he sends another message. You could have been nicer to me. And then the sad face emoji, like the one where he's kind of like looking down.
It was.
I'm like, is this someone I wronged in a past life?
Yeah.
Right.
But with my current life phone number?
Yeah, where's it coming from?
And so I'm like, what's going on? I said, I don't know who you are, LOL. This person replies back, you messaged me first.
What?
So they actually send a screenshot of me messaging this person. Now, let me rewind. This is from April 25th, by the way. I had a friend who his mom recently passed away. He doesn't live in the U.S., and he had a U.S. number. And so I texted his, at one point, active U.S. number.
Oh.
And I said, thinking about you, buddy. Sending many hugs. And he goes, this person replied back, who's this? Oh, sorry, bro. Drew Stoutenberg is what I say. He says, who did you mean to text? I said, oh, I'm so sorry. My friend, this was his U.S. number. Disregard. Sorry about that. And that's where that whole correspondence went. But he messages me back. This particular guy sends me back this long after a screenshot of me saying that. And I'm like, he says, you messaged me first. And I looked at that screenshot. I was like, dang, this guy actually got me. He's right. I actually,
dude, he got
I
you.
was the spam.
Yeah.
I was actually the spam.
Like volunteered spam.
He goes, on accident, SMFH, why you deleting your messages? I'm like, dude, and that's where it ended. But I was like, I
Wait,
thought,
what?
like he was.
Oh,
he
you
was basic-
deleted. I
yeah,
see.
well,
I see.
I have a setting. I don't know if you guys know about this, so that I don't have 10, probably honestly more than 10,000 texts in a given period of time. But so I don't have that many texts. I have the setting where it deletes all your messages after 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that existed?
Yep.
I don't know all. I knew like inactive ones.
Came back to check in. Any message, as soon as it's 30 days old, it goes away.
So if it stays stagnant within 30 days.
No. If you said to Monica 31 days ago, hey, can you pick up whatever on the way home from the store?
That chat's gone?
That bubble is gone from history.
Huh.
It goes to the Library of Congress.
Man, that's
Oh,
good
right.
for
Yeah.
space.
It's archived.
Exactly. Which I take care of all that.
Yeah. That's right. You are the curator of the
Yep.
Library of Congress.
I have messages that go back to 2016.
That's ridiculous. How many emails do you have in your inbox?
That's a great question. Can you...
Unread or emails?
What's the red bubble that pops up?
Zero.
above-
Zero.
Really?
Always zero.
Okay. Because I know some people in my life who have 9,000, 10,000 up there. You, Monica? That's great.
It's all 96%, all the subject lines, 96% of Americans. It's all.
Do you understand how
those
many
data.
discounts
What's the number?
you haven't seen come through for various products? And
4,787.
just get rid of your email.
Just
delete
get-
it off
get
the
rid of
face
use
of the
it.
planet. That's it. You don't need email.
I saw something very troubling yesterday. I was actually with a personal contact of mine, and on this individual's phone were 22,000 emails.
What's the point? What's the point of having it?
What are you having
What's
it
the
for?
point of having it?
How can't you see the red bubble?
How
That
and
would drive me
sleep.
insane. If
That's
I
what I'm
have
saying.
one notification, I'm opening up that app that I never use
Yeah.
just to find it, to close it out.
For sure.
Get it out of
I'm
there.
the same way.
there is a person, you know about this person, you don't, who's been asking people for my personal contact information.
Yeah.
Person I've met just a handful of times.
I gave it to him yesterday. No, I'm just
Oh,
kidding. I
perfect.
didn't. I
He
didn't.
just, suddenly the door just slams open and there's just an AK.
Monica's
right
him.
there.
She takes off a mask. Yeah.
And those are the only two things I wanted to talk about. So, how do we want to fill the rest of the 40 or 50 minutes here?
I had an interesting thing happen.
Harmonicas.
Harmonicas.
In my LinkedIn, I got a message and ignored it, which is not really great. But those spam like marketers that were like,
says
your
sponsored
website
or
looks.
in-mail.
No, it was like straight up cold call to me. Like, oh, your website looks outdated. You should do this. And I'm like, yeah, no, for sure. But I didn't respond. Didn't say that. I get an email today though from this woman.
It says it's messed up that you didn't respond to my message.
Her video is her laptop like turned toward the lens of the camera with our website and a sign that says "Hi Jordan."
Ooh, I don't like that.
That's like
And
Batman
it was like
villain.
and it was like
That's the Joker
Yeah.
holding someone ransom.
And it was like a boomerang,
Look at me.
right? Like the thumbnail was a boomerang,
Yeah.
kind of thing. And so I didn't click on it. I still didn't watch it.
It's scary.
I still haven't watched it.
That's
I'll post it on
weird.
Yeah, I haven't, and I still won't watch it when it's on the episode. That is Batman villain-esque behavior.
That's
I think people are
strange.
just getting smart, you know? At the end of the day, they're just trying to do their job.
I feel like you're going to see somebody dressed up as Batman like the Joker did with that guy he caught.
Dent?
Waving the Batman, like the mask. But it's in front of
Yeah.
the E2I website.
Yeah. It's like a Halloween mask of my face. She's wearing it.
Look at me.
Look at you.
That was cool that we just touched feet because I remembered I was in a physical way reminded that I'm with you guys again.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's
Sorry,
nice.
I'm
man.
surprised it's the first time it happened because I think your foot was this close to him.
And you
in the
didn't say
beginning.
anything.
I was viewing.
I can't
Wow.
remember the actor.
Just for entertainment purposes. Just
It's messing me up. I'll come back to it.
Yeah, we'll come back to it. Drove 8 hours here today. I stopped once. My road trip rules. I don't know why this is in my DNA. But I feel like I got it from my dad, and I feel like a lot of people get this from their parents as they go through life, especially as young kids. But you just have to rush there, even if there's nothing to rush to, right? On a road trip.
For sure.
I'm by myself. No one's waiting on me. I had a 3 or 4 hour window between the time I was going to arrive, roughly, and the time I had to be here. I had nothing to rush for, but I'm full throttling it the whole way.
It's
Have
almost like it's
Waze
a
open
game.
the whole time. Yeah.
You want to be able to say I made it in 7 hours.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't actually know what my whole trip time was, but I only stop one time. And that's my rule. And when I have kids someday, it's probably going to change. Right? Does that change when you have kids on a road trip?
Yeah.
No, they're usually on the same page with you about everything. It's
Yeah, that's how kids
they have no requests.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Yeah, they don't need to get out of the car.
Yeah, it's surprising.
Yeah.
96% of Americans agree that kids have
That
no,
it's
no
easier.
requests.
Right.
Yeah,
It takes
that it's parenting is very
50%
easy.
more time to get somewhere.
50%.
At least
That's
half
the rule.
more.
So when you guys would come from Nashville to Michigan, it would take you
A 7.5 hour drive would take us 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you had to estimate stops, are we talking 5?
No, maybe 3, 4, maybe 3 or 4, but just they're long. Because
Long
you feel
stops.
bad for like the kids just like
Yeah.
being crunched up in a car seat
Yeah.
for so long.
It's like how adults feel on like planes in
Yeah.
coach.
Yeah. So
How I
like
feel at least.
yeah, on an 8-hour flight or an 11-hour flight.
I ever tell you about the time I flew to Japan and I didn't take either of the 2 meals?
Why?
I was on a hunger strike against one particular flight attendant. She made me mad. Here's the story. I don't think I've ever told this on the podcast, have I?
I don't know.
I wonder how I'm coming through on the thing. Yeah, I'm coming. I see full signal. Picture this. You're me. You're in Tokyo, Japan. You've been there for 8 days. Are you tracking with me so far? I know it's a very complex scenario so far.
Should have brought a notepad.
You're like, okay, hold on one second. You're me. You're Drew. I'm Drew.
I'm you.
I'm in
I'm
Tokyo.
you?
Yes.
In this? Okay.
Yes. And you as me are in Tokyo Narita
Oh,
Airport.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm traveling again.
It looks good on you.
Yeah.
Traveling looks
Thank
good
you.
on you.
Thank you.
it's
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Now, the year was 2018.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we're talking that would be
17.
17.
It was actually 2000.
17. Okay, hang on, because I
Couple,
got
3, 4, 5
I really
years
got to
ago.
get adjusted here.
It was, yeah.
Okay.
No.
All
So
right.
now you're there. And you know, before you even get on this 13-hour flight to Vancouver, by the way, and then it's 5 hours from Vancouver to Detroit, you know before you get on this 13-hour flight that you're in a middle seat.
No.
In just regular coach. So what do you call it? Basic economy.
Yeah, main
Ticket.
cabin.
You're in main cabin, dude. You tracking with me so far? And so you had never traveled internationally before. That was your first time.
It was.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah. On the way there, it was great. You were with your buddy Ryan.
Yeah.
But on the way
That
back,
was fun.
but on the way back, you were by yourself.
That wasn't fun. Right.
No. Because the boys stayed for another day having fun at fun karaoke bars, but you had to go home early to go to work.
I had FOMO and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It was a bummer.
But you brought the Rubik's Cube with you.
Right. Which
Yes.
I never leave the house without it, and I
That's
always
right.
put it in a misshaped sort of
Yes.
cosmetic bag.
Well, it was a Yeti clutch that you're talking about.
Exactly. Yeah, right. Something that you put all personables in, travel size toothpaste, mouthwash,
Yes,
things of that nature. I always put my
Yo-yos.
Rubik's Cube in that.
Yep, and a yo-yo or two.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
He says this because at one time we went to the airport and we were sitting at the gate together, Will and I were, and I pulled out, I called it a Yeti clutch. It's like a clutch being like a small handbag, like a purse.
Yeah.
It was like a Yeti side attachment cooler thing. But I
traveling with that. Go ahead.
because I checked the rest of my stuff. I don't like to carry my wallet onto a plane. I want to carry as little as possible.
Same.
So in this particular scenario, I brought the Yeti clutch because I checked everything else. And so in the Yeti clutch, I had my wallet, phone, keys, and a Rubik's Cube. And so I'm sitting at the gate, and he sees me just firstly pull the whole clutch out, and he was flummoxed by that. And then I pulled out a Rubik's Cube, and he just thought, of course. So anyway.
How do you have a Rubik's Cube?
Yeah. How
in
am
that
I?
bag.
In that bag, yeah. So back to the Japan story. The strategy was I'm going to wait till Will as me is going to wait till every person is on the plane, and then we'll scope out a single seat because don't want to go to the originally assigned seat because it's in the middle between. You just have to assume when you see the ticket number between two huge guys.
Well, for
Your
sure.
mind just goes there.
Yeah.
That smell.
Yeah.
And they are going to spill over into the armrest. So
Right.
the idea was wait till everybody goes on the plane, and then I walk on, and I see first class section is pretty open. It's pretty open. So I very covertly yet confidently, because when you're trying to sneak into anything, confidence is going to be the key.
Yeah.
Right? Act
Yeah.
like you're supposed to be there.
Yeah.
And so I sit down. Nobody talks to me. The flight attendant is coming by. Hey, can I get you water? And I'm like, actually, yeah. You could get me, please. Yeah, thank you. 2? Could you do 2? Just for after you are probably going to kick me back there. I'd like to take one with me. But she didn't. So I'm sitting there, and I'm opening the hospitality bag. It's got a sleep mask in it. It's got socks in it for some reason. I took my shoes off, put their socks on.
Yeah.
I just went. It had headphones in there. I'm getting comfy. I put the sleep mask on, but just right
It's like
here.
the socks you get in the hospital.
Yeah, they're grippy on the bottom. Yeah, they were like hospital socks.
Trampoline socks.
Yeah, or actually, I associate those with Christmas too. Did you guys ever do Christmas socks like kind of like slippery thing? No, but just go with me.
I know what
it's
you
not hard
mean.
to picture. It's those socks, but on Christmas.
Got them. Yeah.
Yeah.
In my
In fact, if you-
dreams.
Yeah, yeah.
I got them.
Not everybody could get these Christmas socks, man. They were. You remember the sock shortage in 1998. And so I'm sitting there getting comfy. Okay, we're preparing to close the cabin doors and push off. Please take your seats, whatever. Flight attendants, please prepare.
Cabin
Whatever.
for lift
takeoff.
That's it.
Yeah.
I was going to let you guys finish it. In fact, I knew the words, but I was just going to see if you guys wanted to.
How'd we
And
do?
that's the whole story.
How'd we do?
No, I'm just kidding. That's not the whole story. So what happened was, you did great. I'm like, I got away with it, dude. I freaking got away with it. Recline a little bit, just a little bit, not enough to be noticeable, so that they push me back. And then right as we're approaching the runway, here comes a tap on my shoulder, and the flight attendant says, "Excuse me, sir. Can I just see your boarding pass real quick?" She's like, "I'm not sure if you're supposed to be sitting here." And I said, "I'm not, but I get really airsick, and I need to be next to a bathroom, and so I just thought since this seat was empty, it would be okay." Turns out that's not how it works, especially in first class.
It works.
It's not how it works necessarily. It doesn't work that way. And so they have like a manifest where they can see all the people and where they're supposed to be.
Of course they can. Why wouldn't they?
Yeah.
by the way.
Underdeveloped brain 5 years ago, man. And so she throws me back there. She says, I can find you an aisle seat somewhere so you can have quicker access to the bathroom. And the truth is, I don't get air sick.
No.
I just get sick of being in the air. But it's true. That's how I justify.
Rodney Dangerfield joke right there.
Yes,
but a free aisle seat upgrade is great.
So she looked around, and it was either like there were no aisle seats, or I didn't like the particular person that the one aisle seat was next to. So I just went back to my seat, and she sits me down, and she's like, "Can I get you a water or anything?" And I'm like, "No." And I just sit down like this. The whole time, dude. 13 hours.
Real quick, in the seat that you're supposed to be in.
In the seat that I paid for. The lower fare seat that I paid for. No! And she would come by and she'd be like to my seat neighbors, like, would you like, roast beef or whatever else? And they'd be like, yeah. I'd be like, no. As though me not eating was affecting her.
Right.
It was making her
that's
job
the purpose.
easier.
I guess in that situation, I began to fully understand the kind of like the why behind a hunger strike. Mm-hmm. But in hindsight, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
That's the whole story. Do you remember that?
That's interesting.
Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, every bit of it. Yeah, we pretty woman her ass.
We did.
Yeah. You're gonna deny me this first class seat? Well, guess what?
Guess what? I'm the owner of this airline.
I'm the owner of this seat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I paid for this seat.
My family has owned this seat for generations.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we fired her
Right.
afterward.
Yeah. I don't know if I've talked about this before, but my news.
I just remembered something.
What?
Your White House story, dude.
Oh yeah, we didn't kick it off.
Yes, no, we didn't.
Yeah. Which again, I have no idea why I even mentioned that at the end of the last episode because it didn't tie into anything, literally anything that we were talking about.
No, you got to say it now.
But it's a story that I have been wanting to tell.
Yeah. But also, can I interrupt you a second time before you're about to go into yet another story?
Right, of course. And then I'm anticipating the third. Go ahead.
Well, interruptions always come in threes.
Right, exactly.
Like the old saying goes.
Like the celebrities that die, yeah.
That's right. That's right.
And
you know what was a tough one?
What's the 3 thing that we just learned? 3 knocks or 3 something.
Oh, that has to do with demon possession. Yeah. I don't want to talk about that. That's freaking scary.
Forget
dude.
it. Forget I said anything.
Right when you said that, I was like, ooh, shiver down my spine. But we can tell it.
Yeah.
Maybe on episode 62.
Yeah, let's tease that.
Yeah.
Demon
this
knocks.
one with it.
So you have 2 stories to tell, but one of them has to be the White House story, or else.
Yes. Yeah. The first one I'll tie into your last story about international travel. I got the crazy opportunity at my last job in 2017 to go to New Zealand. Didn't know how I weasel my way into that opportunity whatsoever, but I took it and
I
ran with
remember
it.
that. I was happy for you.
Yeah.
Jealous.
So I was
Coveted.
going right, and then what was the other?
Spite.
Spite. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
spite.
That's right.
So I was going by myself, and I, up to this point, had only traveled. International travel was limited to Canada for me by that point in time.
Well, and when you went to Japan.
and when I went to Japan,
as me.
as you, which was a whole undertaking. I mean, I couldn't travel for a long time after that. So we couldn't travel for a long time.
That's
after
right,
that, sorry.
that's right.
And so I went to New Zealand by myself, and I had to fly from Detroit to L.A., which that's a good 5.5 hours ish, and then from
Metric.
L.A. to Brisbane, Australia, that was 13 hours, and then Brisbane, Australia to New Zealand, which I thought New Zealand is basically like a boating dock off the end of Australia.
Yeah, that's
it's going to take 20 minutes. Now, I'm going to be up in the air for 1 second, can't even finish my drink before we land, right?
Yeah.
No, it's about 3 hours. So
naturally.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm on this big flight, right? And of course, the company did not pay for upgraded seating. I think it was like a $1,700 or $1,800 ticket. So I'm in main cabin, and which it's whatever
me.
with you, right? And you were me, and then so
right.
do you remember when you
do.
were on that
I know
flight?
where you're going with
you
this
remember when
already,
you
but-
were on that flight as me, and
Oh my gosh.
and you were flying from
Brisbane.
no, L.A. to Brisbane. Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you remember when you were sitting against the window in the main cabin? Okay.
It's I fell asleep for a little bit.
For a second. But you can never.
I don't
you
sleep
can never.
great on
No,
planes.
you can never stay asleep.
That's right.
You're out for a little bit, but then you're up for the rest of the ride. So, you know how it goes. I know how it goes.
Yes.
And so you were like 7 hours into this 13-hour flight, and you were getting a little bit hungry, but they hadn't served the meal yet or whatever.
Right.
And then you remember this? There was a mother and her daughter sitting next to you, right? In the other two seats next to you.
I'm beginning to picture it.
Yeah.
In my mind's
I
eye.
wasn't there, so how old?
Yeah, so she was 5.
Not the woman, just the child.
The child was
the
5.
child.
yeah,
was
just the
42.
child.
The child was 42. The mom was 6. The mom had just turned 6. The child was 42. And it was really weird for you to try to wrap your head around that, right?
Yeah. Still is.
But do you remember 7 hours into that flight when the mother opened up a can of tuna fish?
Oh.
I don't actually remember that.
Yeah.
Oops.
But she did?
Yeah. Yeah, she
Selective
absolutely
memory
did.
blockage. Yeah,
Right.
you can't do that.
Yeah, so tuna fish out of a can on a 13-hour flight.
Arrest her.
And
I
did
did.
the airline give it to her, or did she bring it?
It popped out from the overhead.
It was the oxygen mask.
It popped. That's how they do it in Australia. Oxygen masks are stuffed with tuna,
The lifeboat.
and then a little spoon drops out, and you scoop it out of the oxygen mask, and then you can be safe. But you have to eat the tuna first before you can put the oxygen
Right.
out.
Or before you can eat anyone else's tuna, that you have to eat your own.
They
You
do
have to
allow
eat
you.
yours.
They do allow you to claim other people's tuna on the
You have
flight.
to do yours first.
You have
order
to do
for you-
yours.
yeah.
You have to eat your tuna first, and then if there's leftovers, you can have some.
Please
Okay.
make sure your tuna is consumed before helping others
Yes.
consume their tuna.
Before you can, of course, after that, only then put the tuna mask on your face.
Flight attendants prepare the cabin for tuna fish and oxygen masks.
We're coming into rough air.
Wow.
Yeah.
You can't do that. I have
Yeah.
a
Not
burrito
anymore.
story that we've talked about before.
I remember the guy brought horrible food on, or
He opened the
burrito.
crazy smelling burrito, took a bite, set
Right.
it down, fell asleep
Yeah.
for the remainder of the
so
flight
that I can just aerate the
from
entire
LA
plane.
to Nashville. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so wrong on so many levels. The biggest issue I have with that is how can you fall asleep with that's like a live food. It's not like a bag of Cheetos or something.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's like
Live food?
It's like you have to proactively contain it.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Right.
how can you just fall asleep
Yeah, like in his sleep, he was like putting the rice back in the burrito.
repositioning the foil?
Falls,
He
falls
laid-
asleep on the burrito.
Tuna fish on the flight, that's going to be problematic.
It was awful.
How long did it last?
The tuna fish?
Yeah.
It took her every bit of 10 minutes to consume it, at least. But I was I was exhausted. I was all
Seething.
flipped around. And it was like 26 hours to get there,
Oh yeah.
and then 31 hours back. And I was just completely dead. So the last thing I needed was live fish coming out of a
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
Jumping out of it. like a tiny snow globe
Live
scene
fish.
of dolphins or something. Here's exactly what I need.
Yeah.
It's literally splash zone at SeaWorld.
Now, was New Zealand worth the 26-hour travel?
100%.
Changed your
Wow.
life.
All day. Oh, man. It was incredible.
I want to go.
When I got there, I had been wearing basically just
Tonight.
slummy sort of clothes, right? Like sweatpants and a t-shirt or a sweatshirt. I think it was November here, so it was like fall going into winter.
Sure.
It was going into spring there, so the weather was dramatically different. But
Yeah.
the guy that picked me up, who owned the dealership that I was going to visit, he's like, what time's your flight landing? I'll pick you up. I'm like, cool, that's great. Super nice of him. So he
Yeah.
picks me up and then gave me an entire tour of the city as soon as I landed. And I'm like, dude, I want to be sedated right now.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
Right.
I just want to be
you gotta get to
sedated.
sleep.
I want to
Yeah.
drift off. And he's
Yeah.
giving me a whole tour after
Yeah.
a 26-hour flight time.
Yeah.
But it was fantastic.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it.
Did you sleep at all on the flight?
No. I
Not
didn't,
one.
I didn't really sleep at all.
26 hours.
No. Nope. I bought some sort of stupid sleeping aid thing from one of the stores in LA. Took it. Nothing happened.
Made you
No
more
kidding.
alert.
Right. Actually, yeah. Woke me. It caffeinated me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Stout? To Japan?
I caught winks here and there. But Will and I are similar sleepers, which is why when we were talking about when he was on the flight and I was pretending as though it was me, I would have known that because Will is such a light sleeper like me, he probably fell asleep for a total of 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
When I fall asleep on a plane is when we land and we're on our way to the gate.
That's when you fall asleep?
Yes.
Really?
I don't know if it's something that plays with like my equilibrium on the way down.
Sure. Yeah.
But when we land, it's like, great, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Hey, flight attendants, we're at the game.
As all the seatbelts come unbuckled.
Yeah, right. And please stay fastened in your seatbelt until we arrive at the gate. Blah, blah, blah. Right, like all this stuff.
Yes.
Like, that's when I fall asleep.
Interesting.
When they're refueling the plane, Jordan's falling asleep.
I'll wake up at the gate. I'll wake up at the gate and get off.
The sound of the fuel.
Respect.
Yeah.
Man.
That's nice that you travel first class, too. You don't have to wait. A, you're more comfortable, but B, you don't have to wait, dude.
Yeah.
I'm in row 39.
What do you mean, wait? To get off?
To get off.
Okay, yeah.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah. Because you don't mind waiting to get on, right? You'd rather be.
I kind of do. I can hang back a little bit, unless it's Southwest. Then I'm going to be full throttle.
Sometimes there's a mix between being the first on the plane and being the last on the plane for takeoff.
If you're not one, you're the other.
Well, yeah. But, like, what's better? Would you rather, like, go to your seat, get seated, and then within 3 minutes you take off? Or would you rather be on there for 30 minutes or whatever?
Over the carpet again? Will's refilling us. What are you filling? What are you pouring here, Will?
Mayor Pingree 7-year from Valentine Distilling Co.
Ooh. Is that the company
BDC?
that does Mammoth? Nope.
Nope.
That's Mammoth.
Yep.
Nice pours. Thank you.
Thank you.
For the generosity.
Thanks.
Yeah, of course.
Would you like a pour yourself? A pour of yourself, by the way.
We can cheers
Would
in
you
real life.
Oh, this will be cool. Let's wait for him.
But yeah, I'm just ready. Get out of here. Mom's getting a boom.
Oh, it's nice to be here with you guys. Well, I don't say this often. And sometimes I just say something like that and I don't even know what's going to come out next. This would be one of those instances, but it's not often that I'm with my two best friends in real life.
It's true.
Other than
that's what everybody says. Everybody says that
yeah,
about all
and
their
I don't
best
say it
friends.
often either.
Right.
You know, and
yep.
except for, so it's not often that I get to do that, except for a couple weeks ago when I was here and a couple weeks before that when we were all at the golf tournament together. But now we probably won't see each other till Christmas. See, on Christmas, too. And so that's all a part of the toast. I love you guys. Cheers to Stouting off. Cheers to...
It was like the church bells in Rome or something.
We're a bell choir. Oh, man, I would really like to hear... Could I be frank with you? I would really like to hear the White House story.
Okay.
I'll say it for 62. Yeah, loosen up for this one.
Dude, the White House story goes from 60 to
100.
100.
Keep kicking it
And
down
by
the
the way,
road.
that's a car specification, too. This car goes from 60 to 100 in
60 to 100.
Yes,
As if
that's right.
anybody's looking for that
in
metric.
8 seconds. This car goes from 60 to 100.
Dude, all the race car enthusiasts.
It's
60 to
100
100
episodes.
and what? 60 to 100 and what, dude? Woo!
Instead of 0 to 60.
Your dad would say,
Will knows what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, Will knows.
This car goes from 60 to 100 in 14 seconds. 14, by the way.
Yeah, Will knows
Stuck
all.
on that number.
Will knows all about 60 miles per
Yeah,
hour.
well, he knows the number.
Yeah.
All right, so the White House. You were there, and
All
you
right.
went from 60 to 100 on the way there.
Yeah, exactly. Over the White House.
Yeah.
And
On a stunt bike.
that's it. Yeah. You guys don't remember this? It was
Dressed as
televised.
Evel Knievel. You don't remember this?
It was
You don't remember
televised. It was televised, man. It's all over cable news.
that? Over the White House.
Over the White House,
He had
man.
to get NATO clearance.
Yeah, I built a huge ramp right on.
I was thinking of the name Evil Knievel, and only picturing the helmet.
Yeah.
Cape.
And he was wearing his stuff.
and then Tony Hawk went over me.
Doing 900.
Yeah.
I remember
doubles.
it now. I remember it now. He's doing a 600.
Right.
0 to 600.
0 to 600. Yeah.
60 to 100.
He was doing a kickflip 60 to 100. And then, okay. So
Is
we're
that 3 full rotation? No.
900 is what you meant to
Yeah,
say
yeah. But
instead of
it's how many
6.
rotations?
3.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
All right. Ready now. All right.
You had to pause for a second after that.
I was like this. Am I? I actually am ready now.
Okay.
That conversation went from 60 to 100. All right. So take my mic away.
We'll flash back to 2014, or so. I think it was 14, and I had to work for my job. I had to go to these drag races that were held sort of on like the east coast of the country. We sponsored this racing team, and so I was the person from the company to go and represent the company and help the race team out at the event and stuff. So I did these in Atlanta, in Ohio, in Maryland. Let's hear it.
I was picturing it like this. I did them in Atlanta, in Georgia,
New York.
I did them in the South. I did them in Atlanta. I did them in Georgia.
I did them in the deep
just
South.
right above the Florida state line. Just all in the same place.
I did them in Buckhead. I did them in...
all right, sorry. That's it. That's my last interruption, for real.
All right.
But I'm just having so much fun.
I know.
With us in the same room.
I know.
So you were doing all the shows, though.
I was working these events. I was working these drag races and stuff. Anyway, so there was one that came up in Maryland. The easiest route that I found to get to that spot was to fly in and out of D.C. So a guy on that racing team who I had met a bunch of times, he was going to be at the event. And he said, "Hey, are you coming to support the event this weekend?" I said, "Yeah." And he's like, "Well, you're a big history guy, right?" And I said, "Oh, yeah, massively." I said, "I've been to D.C. a couple times. I love checking out all the stuff." And he said, "Well, we've got a customer of ours who has a bunch of your guys' equipment on his car, and he's a massive fan. And he works like, he's like, I'll be straight up with you. I don't know what he does, but I know that he does stuff within the White House and stuff on like Air Force One. So come to find out that this guy works for like the Navy, and he handles all the food for Air Force One and the White House."
Dang.
So he goes, "I'm going to see if I can get you two linked up." So he gives me his contact info and stuff like that. And I said, "Hey man, really short notice. I'm coming to DC in a couple weeks to help support the race in Maryland. I'm a huge history buff. I learned that you work in the Eisenhower building, which is right next door to the White House. And just wanted to, I know you're a big fan and stuff. So, if I can get a tour or something like that." I just figured like the Eisenhower building or stuff.
Yeah.
He gets back to me. He says, "Send me all your info. I need your info. I got to do a full background check on you and everything." So they run all that. He says, "You're good to go. Meet me at this spot at 1 o'clock in front of the White House, basically." And I'm like, I don't.
He was just speechless.
And so I was like,
I don't even know.
And so I was like,
You want me to meet you?
The Seinfeld theme starts playing.
That's somehow a punchline. You want me to meet you?
You want me to meet you?
Jerry! Jerry in the background.
that's funny.
So,
all right. So
you did meet him at the spot.
So here
was it just you?
Here's how it all went down. Yeah, it was just me. It was just me. And I was wearing a black sport coat and like a dress shirt underneath and jeans and dress shoes or something like that. So I went and got breakfast near the White House that morning. And then as a thank you to this guy, I brought a box with me that had a couple signed items from our founder and like a die-cast car or something, whatever.
Swag.
So yeah, it's basically just signed swag for him as a thank you
Yeah.
for short notice and for the hospitality and stuff. So I'm in front of the White House. I'm on Constitution Avenue, I think that's what it's called.
It is.
And I'm standing there. The sun is blistering down. I'm wearing a black sport coat. I'm sweating because I'm nervous and hot. And I'm like, I thought about it for a second while I was standing there. I'm like, I'm standing in front of the White House with an unmarked box wearing sunglasses. I'm going to get shot any second now. There's no question about it.
Yeah.
I look so suspicious. It's unreal.
With an unmarked box that has a countdown digital timer on it.
Got to open the swag by
that says bomb. I didn't think it through. I just took a used box that I had found and didn't realize it said bomb on it. In hindsight, you know.
And I just slapped the timer on there just for style.
To weigh it down. It felt a little bit uneven when I was carrying it, so I slapped the timer on the top, and that really balanced things out. And then I kind of like to bird watch, so I got a laser pointer out and started kind of going around looking at stuff.
That's how you bird watch.
I have laser pointers.
Point at birds.
Look at that mockingjay up there. Up on top of the White House. Look at that bluebird up there on top of the White House, inside the Oval Office. Yeah, dude. I thought I was done for sure. I was gonna get tackled. So
that's stupid.
So I'm standing there, and then
it says bomb on it. That is so
yeah. I had some extra time, so I wrote bomb on it.
I just had this Amazon package that showed, so I put it in there, and it was a bomb. So it just said bomb on it. And,
that is so stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So
that went from 60 to 100 real quick. Hello, McFly.
Oh, dude. So
that is good. That's not even the point of the story.
No, not at all.
That is just a delightful little detour.
Yes. So so I'm standing there feeling that my life is threatened at any second now. And two Secret Service looking guys come out in black suits, come up to me and they go, "Are you Will?" I said, "Yes." "Why?"
No way.
Yeah. So they go, "Are you Will?" So they go,
cool.
"Follow us." And they take me through, and I have to put all my stuff. Basically, it's like a TSA sort of checkpoint where it's like, all the, I put up.
You didn't have White House pre?
No, not,
White House pre-check.
I didn't have clear. I didn't have clear. White House
And this
clear.
guy worked at a dealership?
No.
This guy was just a fan of Roush products.
Worked for the Navy, oversaw stuff that had to do with food on Air Force One and in the White House.
But he was
Imagine
a fan of
like a dealership salesman.
But that works in the White House? Yeah, the president's got his own Ford deal. He gets some great APR rates. Ever since that's taken place since the Nixon era. Everybody's got Ford dealership counsel. His Ford dealership counsel in the office over there gets him great lease plans and stuff. Yeah, if you ever around, ask the president if you want for a good lease plan.
That's great. Okay, sorry. I mixed stories, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Secret Service takes me through these multiple checkpoints where I have to put everything in my pockets. There was like 2 or 3 of them. I get through all those, and I meet this guy in the Eisenhower building, which is the really old building that's right next door to the White House.
Yeah.
Go into his office, meet and greet with him, and he gives me a tour of that building. We go through this like huge old library that's inside the building and stuff too.
That's tight.
And we go back to his office. And he's like, "I'm going to make a call real quick." So he makes a call and he goes, I can't really hear what he's saying. And he goes, "Want to go to the White House?"
Hey, yeah, this is Jim. All is like he goes into a scrambler effect.
Right, exactly. I can't hear.
Sounds like dial-up modem.
Hey, this is Jim. Yeah, I've got someone in my office.
Hey, man, this is Jim over at the Eisenhower building.
It's the dial-up sound from AOL.
Do you want to go to the White House?
So he goes, "Do you want to go to the White House?" And I'm like, "No, dude, no."
I would never want to.
That sounds stupid.
Sounds stupid.
Let's stay here. Let's see the kitchen. I'm bored. That sounds more boring.
Let's see your break room.
Yeah. Where do you make the coffee?
So I'm like,
I've never seen you make that face before.
Same,
I like that.
dude.
Where do you make the coffee at?
That's a voice.
Yeah,
That's a good voice. You should adopt
Let's
that
workshop
voice.
that. Let's work with that.
Yeah, that should be your actual voice.
Full time.
Yeah, this one.
Your full-time voice.
my full-time. Yeah, I'm not working right now, but this is my full-time voice.
You got a full-time gig.
Yeah. So
It's just that voice.
So obviously I say yes, and we head out of that building, and I'm all of a sudden transported into an out-of-body experience immediately. because we're walking across the west lawn of the White House. We walk up to the press area where the president and his press secretaries give, like, announcements or whatever.
Yeah.
So we're in there, get a picture there. Then we go around the corner, and we go to the bottom level kitchen, and we're talking to the head chef of the White House, and he's talking about, because Obama was president at this time, he's talking about making dinner for him and Malia that evening and stuff.
Wow.
Dude, what is going on? There's a piece of crap TV hanging in the corner. I'm like, dude, come on. Upgrade the TV. Upgrade the TV for the chef. But so then I walk past the Situation Room. We go up the stairs into the West Wing, and I'm walking down the West Wing hallway. Jeez. It's just me and this guy, dude. Yeah. Private tour. Walking down the West Wing.
That's tight.
And we get up to the Oval Office door, and there's 2 Secret Service guys standing there. The president's not there at the time. And the door is open. And he goes, yeah, man, you can go ahead and you can peek your head in and look as long as you want. You can't go in.
No way.
But you can peek in. I just stood there in the doorway where countless people have walked through, countless amazing people have walked through, and just got to look at everything. Got to look at the desk, got to look at the seal on the top of the ceiling, everything.
Whoa.
And then he goes, yeah, if you turn around and you look in that room, which is the Roosevelt room, which is right behind the Oval Office, sort of on the other side of the hallway. He goes, yeah, peek your head in that room. Don't step in. Again, don't step in. I don't know what would have happened if I stepped into a conference room, basically. But
trust me.
He goes, if you look when you look in that room on the left, that's Teddy Roosevelt's medal from the Spanish-American War hanging there.
Oh, my word.
And just for some reason at that point, it snapped for me to I'm in the White House, dude.
Yeah.
I'm in the White House.
Yeah.
So
that's so cool.
That was incredible.
Did you get kind of emotional to a degree?
Oh,
was
yeah.
it kind of emotional?
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things where you're standing in that spot looking at those things that you've seen countless times, whether they be portrayed on TV,
or textbooks or whatever,
or you've seen in textbooks or whatever, and you're there, and you're by yourself, basically.
Yeah.
There's 3 people around me, but they were just all talking. I'm just standing there getting a free glance at the Oval Office.
Yeah.
How did I get there? How did I manage to do that? I don't know. But
maybe not emotional in a sense of you're overcome with, just joy. It's not that, but it's probably just you're in the center of the free world.
It's prolific.
You're like that is where the most powerful person in the world resides and dwells.
Countless
for a few hundred years.
Yeah, countless presidents and famous people. Elvis walked through those doors.
See, no, you didn't tell me that.
Well, now I have.
Well,
I think Kid Rock may have too. But anyway,
have you seen the Elvis movie?
No, I want to.
Yeah.
Really do.
Let's go see it tonight.
Yeah. That's what I was going to ask you.
So Kid Rock has been there too, yeah.
Yeah.
And so is Steve Yzerman with the Red Wings, just like any Stanley Cup team after they win the Cup, or any major sports team after they win their respective trophy, they go to the White House.
I didn't know that.
And Steve Yzerman was presented, something by Bill Clinton at the time, and he called him Steve Yzerman.
Yzerman.
Which you hate to see that for our
How would
guy.
you ever think that's how it's pronounced, dude?
Yzerman.
Yzerman.
Y-Z-E-R.
First of all, you think the Y is pronounced Y, and you think the E is pronounced E.
Long E.
He put the Y on the Steve, so it was Stevie Zierman?
Yeah. Stevie Zierman.
So it sounded like his nickname was Stevie, and his last name was Zierman.
Stevie J. Zierman.
Yeah.
Actually, his middle initial is G. Gregory, actually. My brother's name.
Steve Gregory Yzerman?
Yeah, Steven with a PH.
Wow.
Degree?
What?
PH degree?
He's got a PhD. Oh, man.
Thanks for watching the Stouting Off Podcast, episode 61.
Bye.
See ya.